Adrienne, Addie, Blake guided her rental car down the familiar gravel driveway of her childhood home as the Georgia sun dipped behind whispering pines. The engine's soft tick against the summer heat was a comforting contrast to the high-decibel roar of foreign firefights she'd left behind. Inside, Tanya's laughter echoed through halls lined with family photographs, hand-stitched quilts draped over upholstered chairs, and the grand piano in the corner, Addie's childhood stage for tentative scales. Tanya swept her into a warm embrace, so tight it banished every memory of sandstorms and gunfire. Autumn, 17, brimming with equal parts teenage cool and uncontainable excitement, launched on Addie's hip. For one perfect evening, Lieutenant General Blake faded away, and Aunt Addie reigned supreme, tester of cornbread, ringleader of storytelling, keeper of home. They settled in the living room under the glow of amber lamplight. Tanya recounted elementary school antics. Autumn rattled off every detail of her upcoming graduation. Between mouthfuls of Tanya's famous cornbread, Addie realized how much she had missed these simple moments of sisterly banter and niece-level awe. In this space, she wasn't the commander of thousands. She was the little girl who used to climb the giant backyard oak tree until her knees ached. That night, Addie slept to the lullaby of crickets and distant frogs, her uniform folded neatly on the bedpost, a reminder that her highest rank could wait until morning. Dawn found Addie at the kitchen table, sipping sweet tea and listening to Tanya's elementary school classroom tales. Autumn's reminder, "I still need to pick up my cap and gown, Aunt Addie," sent her out again into the half-waking town. The drive through Ashwood was a reel of memories. The whitewashed church where she was baptized, her old high school, now sporting a refurbished scoreboard, the corner store where she'd made coin-collecting deals for penny candy. Each landmark whispered stories of scraped knees, nervous recitals, and ambitions too big for a small town. Ferguson's Formal were sat on a quiet stretch of Miller Road, flanked by rolling fields. Mrs. Ferguson, in her powder blue cardigan, greeted Addie like a beloved alumna. When Addie mentioned her rank, the older woman clutched her hands, eyes misting with pride. Autumn tried on her cap and gown, cap perched jauntily, gown cascading to her ankles. The moment was simple, niece and general sharing smiles, the world distilled to pride and family roots. Night fell as Addie chose to take the scenic route home, a Tulane ribbon weaving through pastures and farmhouses aglow with lamplit windows. The hum of the engine mingled with cicada's symphony until a cruiser's distant headlights appeared in her rearview. 10 minutes later, blue lights split the darkness. Addie checked her speedometer, exactly the limit. Military calm took over as she eased her car to the shoulder, hazard lights blinking. Officers Ray Mitchum and Logan Sharp approached, flashlights slicing the night. Mitchum's heavy-set frame and scowl spoke volumes before his harsh voice. "Step out of the vehicle." Addie complied, hands visible, voice level. "Sir, may I know why I'm being stopped?" Mitchum's dismissive scoff, stolen vehicle matching description, led to her producing rental paperwork, driver's license, and military ID. Sharp glanced at the documents, then back at Mitchum. "She's military," he muttered. Mitchum snorted. "General Oprah thinks she's something special." Cold metal closed on Addie's wrists. The humiliating click echoed in the still night as Sharp sneered and guided her toward the cruiser. Behind a thicket, Darnell Washington's phone recorded every moment. From her seat in the back of the cruiser, Addie tapped her military-issue smartwatch's secret code black function. The encrypted pulse shot to the Pentagon, an SOS reserved for generals under duress. In a subterranean command center, red alerts flared. Colonel Sarah Martinez barked into a handset. Code black alert. Lieutenant General Blake, Ashwood, Georgia. General Harlan Reyes, reviewing intelligence briefs in his office above, froze mid-report. He barked orders to Major Owen Marks, Addie's former subordinate and life saved in Afghanistan, who sprang from a briefing room, fingers already dancing across consoles to activate surveillance drones and scramble a jet. Distance evaporated under military precision. She was protected at any cost. At the Ashwood police station, the booking process dripped with contempt. Desk Sergeant Sandy Gibson barely looked up. Mitchum rattled charges, suspected vehicle theft, resisting arrest, failure to cooperate, while other officers snickered. Addie remained silent, dignified in her pressed civilian attire. In the processing room, tattoos of her ranger tab and campaign ribbons peeked from her rolled sleeves, catching the eye of rookie officer Nia Tucker. Nia had grown up here. She recognized the insignia of real service. But prudence kept her voice low. Outside, Sharp and Mitchum bantered, Mitchum mocking uppity types who drove stolen cars and expected VIP treatment. Nia stayed close, heart racing, recording every word on her hidden phone. Darnell's shattered phone, rescued by friend Marcus, revealed the full video online. By dawn, #LadyInCuffs trended nationwide. Civil rights attorney Jeremiah Cole pored over dust-marked complaint files. 3 prior, excessive force accusations against Mitchum, all dismissed without investigation. He sensed systemic rot. At the Pentagon, Owen traced Addie's exact location at the station and relayed her calm but resolute visage to General Reyes. Meanwhile, Nia Tucker emailed her recordings to Sarah Williams, a journalist at the Atlanta Constitution, with a plea. "You need to hear this." Sarah's exposé forced state officials to demand answers from Chief Barbara Strad, who publicly insisted standard procedures were followed, even as private calls from the governor's office urged discretion. Encrypted files from Falcon, an ex-NSA operative, began to fill gaps. Virginia Cross, a retired CIA analyst, linked campaign donations from Senator Roland Wexley to Sovereign Security Solutions, the contractor behind cultural training for departments like Ashwood's. Communication intercepts revealed Wexley and retired General Preston Kane discussing a field test, humiliating Addie to send a message to high-achieving minorities and outspoken officers. Cross's sudden pacemaker malfunction, later shown to be tampered with, sent shockwaves through the network. Addie, undeterred, prepared to go public, fortified by the knowledge of how deep the conspiracy ran. Seated before Anderson Cooper, Addie recounted her ordeal. "I didn't ask for special treatment," she said evenly. "I asked for equal treatment under the law." The clip went viral within hours. Days later, at West Point, she addressed cadets. "An oath to the Constitution isn't suspended when you hang up your uniform." Cameras panned across hopeful faces. Across social media and veteran forums, a chorus rose, black, white, and every shade in between, demanding accountability. The generals at the Pentagon found themselves under pressure. Silence was no longer an option. In a packed federal courtroom overlooking Peachtree Street, Addie testified in full dress blues, medals glinting under harsh lights. Nia Tucker played Mitchum's recorded boasts, Lucien Graves, Falcon's true identity, decrypted years of surveillance logs. Jeremiah Cole presented financial trails tying Wexley to illicit funding. Even Mitchum, gaunt and broken, admitted, "We were told to send a message." Chief Strad's stoic defense couldn't withstand the weight of collusion evidence. After 8 hours of deliberation, the jury convicted Wexley, Strad, and Kane on conspiracy, civil rights violations, obstruction of justice, and abuse of power. A verdict celebrated as a triumph of justice. In the White House Rose Garden, President Matthews signed the Blake-Tucker Act into law, mandatory body cameras, anti-extremism screenings for officers, robust whistleblower protections. Ashwood's police department was dissolved, and its grounds became the Ashwood Civil Rights Memorial Park. Nia Tucker was appointed to chair the new National Police Ethics Board. Jeremiah Cole's Cross-Sharp Foundation sprang to life, funding legal aid for institutional abuse victims. Major Owen Marks led a Pentagon task force safeguarding domestic democracy. Autumn Blake's Next Generation Justice trained young activists worldwide. Addie, finally at peace, laid her Medal of Honor at Logan Sharp's grave beneath the oak tree where it all began. As she spoke to cheering students in Detroit, her final public address, she raised her hand for silence. March for what's right. True justice demands more than laws on paper. It requires the courage of individuals to stand up when wrongs are committed. Silence and complacency enable abuse of power. Only by speaking out, gathering evidence, and demanding accountability can we preserve the principles we cherish. If this story resonated with you, share it with someone who needs reminding that their quiet strength matters too. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories like this.